Hello, day 4 of the Witch collection. So a short while ago I launched a new collection called Coven, and it's a collection of sculptures, well, figurines really. Each one is completely different and each one is her own little mini witch. They're all made from recycled, reclaimed, upcycled bits and pieces. All sorts of things actually. In fact, this one, she's got a square base because the base is made from a jewellery box. And her clothing is made from an old dress. I know it's a dress because of the texture of the material. And I think the hat, inside the hat, there's oh yes, I've used foil from a Chinese takeaway tub, folded and then coated in fabric with fabric hardener. That gives it a really good, really hard, solid feel. The little amethyst moon that she's got here on her tummy was gifted to me, and she carries a little jar of dragon's blood there, in a gorgeous little purple jar that matches her dress perfectly. And this lady is called Eluned, and I'm going to do a little reading and to tell you what she brings. So each witch has her own meaning, like her own gift that she brings to you into your home. There's also a spell that I've written to go with each witch, which craftily uses the herbs and the stone that she might be carrying. And also there's what I call like an aligned action, an action that you can take to walk the path of energy that Eluned brings. So she gives out this particular energy and healing, and she has certain vibrations, and you can learn to walk with her in the same way. So that's Eluned. The first thing they do though is, with all my new witches, I like to do a little cleanse. And I use the 4 elements. So I've got salt for earth, I've got my symbols for air, I've got some water from the White Spring Well at Glastonbury, and I've got fire, which is these candles behind me here. So first of all, let's start with a cleanse with air. Now a little bit of water, so just a small amount, just gentle summer rain across the top. Then some salt, so salt represents the earth. And then she sits here with fire. And I'm now going to read to you what Eluned is about. So Eluned, she's the keeper of moonfire, and she's from the realm of the veil, which is intuition, spiritual wisdom and protection. So all of my witches fit into a realm that I've created, and each realm has a different energy, a different meaning and a different feel to it. So Eluned is from the veil realm. Eluned appears when your inner power is ready to awaken. She carries a moon-shaped amethyst crystal of intuition, spiritual wisdom and deep inner peace. Long associated with the moon and the higher self, amethyst encourages quiet reflection, helping you move beyond fear and into a place of calm understanding. It reminds you that the answers you seek are often not found through constant action, but through moments of stillness where your soul can finally be heard. And in fact, that's what a lot of the practices of law of attraction seem to be saying. I'm reading quite a few books about it at the moment, and I'm finding some direct correlation between what they're saying and magic, and how magical manifestations work, and how we can make things happen or not, as the case may be, depending on how we are vibrating. And by that, I mean simply how we're feeling. And if we've got positive thoughts and we're thinking positive thoughts that bring us joy, that's the best way to put it. Such as cuddling your pet, that brings me immense joy in the moment there and then. And just recalling that into my mind makes me feel happy. And that puts me in the positive vibration to bring forward positive things that I want to happen. And then there's the asking. So you ask the question that you want. So in magic, that is, we set our intention or we command with a spell. And then we have to allow. So we have to be in the receiving mode. And the receiving mode needs you to be in that positive thought pattern. So the minute that you start to think of negative things, or even just non-things, like mundane things, such as, what am I going to do for dinner tonight? You need to switch back out of that thought and switch back into your positive thoughts. If any of you have ever are a Harry Potter fan, then you'll know that there's a likeness to the Patronus here. So the Patronus charm works to defend the witch or wizard that's casting the spell. And they have to think a really happy, positive thought, because they have to get that emotion in here that makes them feel either like they want to whoop with joy or so calm and happy and contented. And that is how they can cast the Patronus. And it's very much the same thing. I wonder if J.K. Rowling was had read about this or and incorporated this into her books. So when you're still, as Eluned asks you to be, your soul can be heard. And by being still, we often need something to keep bringing us back onto the positive thoughts. And that can be just concentrating on your breathing. Or it can be holding a crystal and just focusing on the crystal and how it changes colour as you twist it in the light. Because you can only think about one thing at once. I realised that this morning. You can only think about one thing at any one time. Try it. Try and think about two things. You cannot do it. It's not possible. So the thought that you give your attention to is the thought, is where the energy is taken. It's where you're vibrating. So positive thoughts lead to positive vibrations, which lead to allowing manifestations in. And that's what Eluned is saying. So I'll carry on. The bottle of dragon's blood she keeps close as an ancient symbol of protection, courage, and the strengthening of intention. For centuries it's been used to clear unwanted energies, to protect sacred spaces, and to amplify magical workings. In Eluned's care, it becomes a reminder that true power is not forceful, it's protected, purposeful, and it's deeply rooted. When Eluned appears, you may have been questioning your abilities, holding yourself back or waiting for someone else to tell you that you're ready. She gently reminds you that the moon never asks for permission to shine. It simply reflects the light that has been carried. Your own light has never left you. It's simply been waiting for you to trust it. Eluned teaches that intuition without courage often remains hidden, while courage without wisdom can easily lose its way, but together they become transformation. Stand firmly in your own magic. Trust what you know. Protect what matters most. And your greatest strength has always been within you. So Eluned also has a spell, and I'm going to read it out here. So, best spoken beneath the moon or by the light of a single candle. Hold an amethyst crystal if you have one, and obviously Eluned has an amethyst crystal, so you can just hold her because she's carrying one. Hold an amethyst crystal or simply rest both hands over your heart and then say these words. Eluned, moon of silver flame, awaken now my truest name. With courage, wisdom, calm and light, guide my spirit through the night. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Imagine violet and silver light surrounding you like a protective cloak, while a warm ember glows steadily within your heart. Feel your doubts dissolve, leaving only quiet confidence, clarity, and trust in your own inner wisdom. Remain there for a few minutes and allow yourself to simply be. So all of the witches have these spells, and they're very simple to do, nothing complicated. You don't need lots of different bits and pieces. You just need, really, what your witch is carrying and your own mind and your intentions and your thoughts and attention on those intentions. That's really all there is to it. So it guides you through. And when you have one of my little witches, if you've bought one already, you'll know this. If you're new, then each one comes with her own little birth certificate, which has all of this with it. It has her gift, it has her spell, and it also has the last part, which is how you can walk beside her. And by that I mean, what simple, small action can you take to become more like the energy that Eluned is giving, to vibrate more closely with her, and so manifest what you desire, manifest what she brings. How can you do it? And I think I'm learning all the time that small repeated actions, so something small done every day, adds up to a much, much greater effect than one massive thing done like once a year. So a small thing such as when you stir your tea or coffee in the morning, especially if you've got a magical brew, which I've got one in my witch casket that I'm going to be using a bit later on before bed. And if you stir it intentionally, focusing on the stirring, and bring that positive thought into your mind, even if it's just for a few seconds, doing that every day has a much bigger benefit on your nervous system and regulating your nervous system than it does on doing something outrageously complicated once a year. Small steps repeated consistently add up to great things. So how can you walk beside Eluned? Today, notice where you've been giving your power away. And by that, I mean, maybe you've said yes to something you didn't want to do. Instead of saying no, you just said yes to please the other person and not disappoint them, rather than no because you didn't want to do it. That's giving your power away. Or maybe somebody was mean to you, and instead of calling them out on it and saying what you think, or feeding back to them in a nice way that that's not appropriate, or that doesn't help me, or doesn't help you, that's giving your power away. Not eating healthily, succumbing to, like I did last night, a glass of wine or 2 or 3, that was giving my power away, because I'm no longer connected to the source at that point. And body doesn't need it, but I gave into it. So small aligned action. So mine would be have a few days where you don't have any wine at all, or limit what you have, or change your diet slightly. All these little things, they can be anything, really anything at all. And they can be really, really small. So notice where you've been giving your power away, and ask yourself, what would I do if I trusted myself completely? Now, I just want you to think about that for a minute. What would you do if you trusted yourself completely and had no fear, and trusted that everything's going to work out fine? Everything will be fine. What would you do? Let me know. Drop something in the comments or message me. Let me know what you would do. Listen without judgment to the first answer that comes. Then take one small action that honours it. And this may be speaking your truth, setting a gentle boundary. Begin to project what you've been postponing. Begin a project that you've been postponing. Or simply choose to believe in yourself where once you doubted. Eluned reminds us that confidence is not something we wait to feel before we act. It's something we build by trusting ourselves, one quiet step at a time. Like the moon, you do not need to shine all at once. You only need to reflect the light that has always been yours. And that's today's reading, to go with Eluned. I'll just show you one more time. So the little bottle of dragon's blood in her little jar, and an amethyst crystal. And then she's dressed, it's not so clear on the camera at the minute, but she's dressed in this dark purpley gold dress, which perfectly matches the amethyst that she's wearing. And they're truly beautiful little creations. Some of my collectors that have got them already actually move them, take them around the house with them, and like whichever room they're working in, just place their little witch there. And one has actually started talking to her now, so having conversations, which is great, because those conversations, when you get something out of your head and into words, you make it more real in the world. So I don't know if you've heard that saying before. I think it's your thoughts become your words, and then your words become your actions, and then that it becomes your experience of life. So they're very powerful, these little witches. So if you'd like to know more, drop me a message. You can get hold of me via various means. All my contact details are in my Facebook profile, all of my profiles. Or just Google me, Claire Valentine Gibson or Claire Valentine Art. You'll find me, it'll pop up. You'll probably get taken to my website, Google page. There's loads of ways to get hold of me. WhatsApp me, messenger me, carrier pigeon, owl post, however. And let me know if you'd like to know more. If you'd like to browse the existing witches, then if you go to my website, which is www.claire, with an I, C-L-A-I-R-E, clairevalentineartist.com. That's clairevalentineartist.com. And you will be guided towards them. You won't find it difficult to find them, because you'll click on the new arrivals button and you'll be taken straight to the Coven collection. You'll also see my Realm collection of fairies as well. So do enjoy browsing. Let me know if you see anything that gives you an idea of maybe having one yourself. Right, and with that note, I'm going to wrap up and I'm going to the studio because I want to paint a moth. As you do, because I'm an artist, that's the sort of random stuff that happens to me. Although it's not random. It's not random because the moth is featuring in my Spirit Messengers Oracle deck. And I'm going to paint the moth and a moon, because moths are guided by moonlight. That's how they know where they're going. And I think it's fascinating. All of nature is totally fascinating to me. It's just beautiful. And I just feel in the mood to paint the moth today. It's weird how the different animals come to me. Yesterday I wasn't really feeling like I wanted to paint an elephant yet. I'd prepared the canvas and then it went wrong. So I need to listen to which animal is coming forth towards me. And today it is definitely the moth. So look out for the moth and the moon coming later on. So I'll just say a quick hello, goodbye to anyone that's watching. Hi Paul, thanks for joining. Hi Maria, thanks for joining in as well. I hope you've enjoyed my little story of a Luned. And I will see you all again very soon with more witch tales. Bye for now.